So, welcome to Attenmore, everybody. It's been a little while since we played the last time. Actually, no, it hasn't. It's been like a week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
I don't know. Time's not real anyway, so we're good. Um, when we last
Don't
left
don't
off, when we
that.
last left off, things got a little heavy. I guess is the right word for it. Um, the party reached the Northern Keep, accompanied by their avian servant Corvo, a demonic bird monster, very thin-bodied, and told them it would wait outside while they did all the dirty work. So
Is
the
it
party,
cute?
no, very ugly, bald scalped, bulgy eyes, very ashy skin color, like a sickly gray. So he told the party he would wait outside while they did the duty because he, quote unquote, could not face that again.
Mhm.
So the party went in and they fought a demon large as a room with a 15-foot sword that claimed the life of Grifford Leonhard the Sixth.
AKA Josiah Covey,
And
he who could not have protected
when he
friends.
tried to rise again, he did rise again. He got that will to survive. He just did so as a demon.
What a good guy.
And so, at one health point, the demonified Leo charged the demon in a frenzy and was batted into a pillar where he was crushed.
And died.
The fight was eventually won because our stoic bard Henri had the astute observation to sprint out of the room and find a crossbow because fuck getting up next to that guy.
Yes.
Can we all just talk about how Khalik was doing that since the get-go? Why are you praising her when I was doing that from the very fucking...
Because I had right. I was melee.
He made the switch. So at the outside of
I
the,
have melee weapons
at the
too.
end of the
I
fight,
just decided that was not...
at the end of
Sorry,
the fight,
continue.
everybody was very deeply wounded. Henri was sprinting around, dumping potions down people's throat. I'd imagine our coffers are running very thin on them now.
Yeah.
When, after retrieving most of the souls, the demonified Leo's soul is held in Kalik's flask, and much of the king's soul was held in Henri's flask. Corvo seated Leander on the throne, which absorbed much of the remaining demon soul, and he simply offered the party a quick word of farewell, that the ritual was complete, and the both of them were gone, in a glorious explosion of light that left Clake and Henri completely alone with a dead version of their friend. And so here we are. It is mid-evening. The scene is very quiet. You hear the crashing waves in the far distance from outside because the castle's gate is still wide open. But other than that, it is deathly silent. Just you two and your thoughts.
Did
So,
we
what
end
are...
up taking a long rest?
Yes, you guys decided to take a long rest.
Because none of the demons were like suddenly going. The king is dead. Let's go into the building. No, we were spared against that. So
Yes. So you take a long rest, kind of sleep through the night. Everything passes very silently and very somber. Leo is still embedded into the pillar across the room.
I think we got him out of the pillar though.
Oh, did you?
Did
Okay.
we...
Yeah.
Yeah, we took him out of the pillar. Remember, Evie had to assist me.
Right.
Because apparently my lanky strong boy is not lanky nor strong.
Right. He's lanky, just not strong.
He has a decent strength score. It's not like weak.
So morning comes, and things start to set in. You kind of realize that yesterday one of your friends died and the other was taken by your guide, just outright kidnapped. And that shock kind of sets in very suddenly. It doesn't give you warning. Give me a couple, just give me a couple flat d20 rolls.
Oh,
Okay.
this isn't combat, so we all know that I'm gonna roll like shit.
Oh no,
Or,
that's
you
just
know-
rolling 20, not a d20.
Yeah. I'm a dumbass. Is what that is.
That would have been pretty
How
fun.
many
Though.
how many d20s do you want from us?
Just one.
Do I need to roll?
No, because you were not there.
I didn't think
It fucking begins. It begins.
You both really start to feel the loss and kind of have a cry together as your emotions kind of surface and just come cascading out all over the marble floor. And before you know it, it's mid-afternoon. You're both a little hungry, cold, very tired. Not like physically tired, but like mentally
tired.
exhausted. So where would you like to go?
Kalik would like to whip out the map that he was given in order to like find the area.
Yes.
And then he wants to make sure he's plotting a course back towards where they found Corvo and his village of fuckheads that are all going to die now.
To Arbeck's village?
Yep.
Okay. Give me.
And he's pointing it out to Henri as well. Like he's just like this because it's circled on the map. Because remember he circled it. He's just like pointing to that circle like this is fucking going. Like this is it.
Kalik, Arbeck wants this part of the king's soul. I understand wanting revenge. I would like revenge too, but let's not run the risk of making Arbeck more powerful.
He is already very powerful. He gets taller every time you remember him. So like your mental picture of him constantly grows and just gets bigger.
That's fucked up.
He's very imposing.
Kalik will sign. He won't get away with what he's done.
Yeah, he won't. It's just that we can't let him get more powerful if we want revenge. And we do. So there is the Sultan's Swarm back at the
port town.
village over here, the port town here, and she'll
Salaha
point at the
Isaban.
point where it should be, and we can show him the fragment of the soul and let him take it if he wants it.
Kalik seems to like stop and consider it for a moment, and then he signs it. He tries to keep it simple for Henri. It's basically village first, as in like go back to Port Town first, and then revenge.
Yes.
He kind of nods, like, all right, I'm okay with that. Then he looks at the map and tries to plot a course.
Give me an insight check.
An insight check. What? Okay. I
Actually-
have a +5 to insight.
Oh yeah, well that works.
Yeah.
I can roll 2 assists. That will give like a little bit of a bonus.
Sure.
24.
Yeah, fuck it, that's good enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good.
I don't need to roll 2 assists.
You two kind of go back the way you came. Kalik, you remember the path very well, probably because you were trained traditionally to hunt. So the land's terrain comes very naturally to you. And a ways out, you come back across a rocky outcropping that overlooks what looked to be a village. And in the distance, you see some steel cages. Give me some perception checks again, the both of you.
What my perception score was. It's been far too long.
Alright, perception score. Hey, decent.
14. Not as good.
Kalik, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. Henri, as you look throughout the town, just kind of casting sideways glances as you guys move along the outcropping that overlooks it, you notice there's something in those cages. You can't quite make out what it is, but you can tell that there is something inside of them, and it is moving.
Hey, colleague. I can't pinpoint what could be in those cages. I know that when we passed by, I didn't see much of anything, but
Kind of looks worried for a second and then follows her gaze towards the cages.
Okay,
Do,
so
do I still see any?
since
or do I
Henri
still
has
look at
alerted
the-
you that there's something down
Henri's
there,
not trained to look at things from a distance.
Right.
She would be at least able to point out some details that she can see.
since Henri
Are you-
is
are you-
since Henri's telling you what to look at, go ahead and make that same perception check, but with advantage. So you'll roll twice and take the higher.
7? Okay. 10?
God.
Look, it's
You
not
see some
combat. I
cages.
can't. Oh, great. Leek will go and approach the cages because he doesn't see shit in them. So he just
they're
thinks,
farther down the cliff. It's basically like a sheer drop to
Yeah, we don't have a
guys are basically
spyglass.
on a canyon. Yeah, if you guys have a spyglass, you can just look straight at it.
I don't think I do. I have an adventurous kit. Is that in there? Is there? I do have rope. Is there any way that I can like secure the rope so I can get down the canyon, or is it a really, really long fucking drop?
It's a very sizable drop.
Okay.
You can
Do I see any way?
you can climb most of the way down there if you would like to try.
Fuck it. Let's try. If I fall to my death, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, now you have 50 feet of rope, but you don't exactly have anything to anchor it unless you want to have
I do have
both
50
your
feet.
pack, Henri's pack, and Henri sit on one side of the rope.
I do have 50 feet of rope myself.
Yes. But you need something to
I-
secure it at the top,
Yeah.
otherwise Kalik is going to
Would
fall.
you
So we'll take
would
the
you
rope.
like me to do the set up the anchor, or at least do my best to at least set up an anchor?
We'll tie up the two pieces of rope together, so it's 100 feet of rope, and then I have the extra falchion I stole from the the mercenary that I absolutely butchered by throwing a sword at him. And I'll like jab it into the ground and try and like get it all the way in, and then I'll try and secure the rope to that, and I want to see how secure that is.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, great. Okay.
I can roll 2 assists because this
Yeah, please do. Please fucking do. 22, not 20, motherfucker.
Alright, now
Eat.
give me a dexterity check.
Oh, that's fucking even better. My dexterity is.
I don't need to roll. That's a crit success there. I mean, I could. Nah.
That's an 11 for dex. You can assist that if you'd like.
Sure. Would it also help with acrobatics?
No, just straight up dex.
Just straight up dex? Okay. I also have proficiency with dex. But nah, I'm gonna just do modifier.
And if you're going to aid with dex, that just lets Kalik roll at advantage.
Yeah,
So Kalik, go ahead and roll again.
Yeah. I succeeded in my assistance.
Yes.
23.
All right. It's very good that Henri assisted you, because if you had taken that first roll, you would have managed to put the sword in, but you would have snapped it.
Oh, great.
So you manage to secure the sword. It is pretty deep in there. You're actually not entirely sure if you'll be able to pull it out.
That's fine. I have another sword. The falchion didn't do as much damage anyway. I don't need to pull it out. I'll just leave it up there. I'll secure the rope to the handle of the sword.
Yes.
I'll like knot it pretty fucking tight, and then I'll give it a good tug to see.
You give it a tug. The give is fine. You feel pretty secure descending.
All right. Going down the cliff.
And even then, you've got Henri up at the top, ready to kind of hold it if it starts to go.
Slip. Yep. All right. Cool.
So
We'll descend.
you climb down the side of the canyon. Very non-remarkable so far as canyons go. About halfway down, things start coming into view. There are things moving around the village in what looks to be a very village life pattern. People coming in and out of the houses. Well, things coming in and out of the houses. Not quite on two legs. Some of them look very monstrous, misshapen, almost beast-like.
Oh, great.
But it's almost like they're mimicking the actions of villagers. It's at this point that
Great.
the cages catch the corner of your eye. And as you look over to them, you're still well out of eyeshot from anything down there. When you look into the cages, what you see rattles you a little bit.
Okay.
Are you familiar with cages for game animals? Where
Yes.
they keep the animals in there and then release them to hunt?
Yes.
Trapped within these cages are very emaciated humans.
Oh, great.
Stripped down mostly to rags. Some of them have large wounds. There are several dead humans in there with them. Most of them look shaken and dazed. None of them even look up to notice you.
Great. When I get down there, I'm gonna, if Henri can see me from the top, I'm gonna signal her to come down, and then I'm gonna go stealth.
You're going to go all the way down?
Mhm.
All right. Give me a stealth check.
All
All right. So since I was being signaled to start the descend, it's going to be a very careful descend.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check. Henri.
Me?
Henri.
Oh, Henri.
Acrobatics will work this time.
Sure.
Yay. Oh.
Nice.
You're doing tricks and flips around the rope, and all while maintaining its perfect tautness on both ends, so Khalik doesn't notice anything as he falls off the rope and makes a very loud clang.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You're good at this.
When you fall off the rope and make this loud noise, you hear the moans of the humans, and you hear a reverberating howl sweep through the town.
Oh, great! Great! This is
What do you
going
want to do?
swimmingly, Henri. Whose idea was this?
At the point you fall off, Henri's not
I
quite down
was
the rope.
I was more so
if you
making
wanna,
note
like,
that there's
signal
stuff
to
in
climb
cage.
back up, you can.
Yeah. I probably had a roll that I can quickly climb back up if you want, and then aim.
Honestly, with that crit, you can climb back up just fine. You have become as rope.
Yeah.
Apparently, being a wind singer with at least some experience with boat was very nice. I had to do something when I'm not playing the flute. I guess.
Now, Khalik, what do you want to do? Are you going to climb back up the rope?
I mean, am I gonna die, or am I about to get fucked? Because I feel like I am. Let's go back up that rope. Fuck that noise. boys.
Make an
Do I get
athletics
to make
check.
it? Can I use acrobatics?
Sure.
Great.
So yeah, that means I got the signal to climb back up. Kalik, please.
No!
Lucky.
No!
I mean, if you,
I guess I'm shooting someone.
I mean, if
you
you
get
if you bother to tie it up, I can see if I cannot do like a as much as a pull as I can do with like a 100 feet of rope.
With that nat 1, you kind of tie the rope gets tangled up on your leg and you can't quite get off the ground right because you're all messed up and tangled. But Ify, if you want to give a strength check to save Kalik before he becomes monster food.
I'm using athletics to help with this.
I don't give a fuck about village monsters. I got this, fam. I don't got this. Save me, Ify. Save me.
At least it's not a 1.
Oh look, I'm gonna die. This is the
I
end.
mean,
of me. This is...
I can always roll again if you would like me to, because that's not going to stop. It's not going to entirely stop her.
Kalik, you're noticing now that more things are coming to investigate.
Oh,
you have
great.
one more chance to save Kalik.
Please,
And
almighty
Kalik,
dice
you can
gods.
also make another attempt to climb.
Oh, thank fuck. Okay.
Please,
Hope you
almighty
get
dice
ones.
gods. It's better,
This is going so well, guys.
but you can do another.
11. It's an 11. Look, it's
Damn.
technically not combat yet. I can't roll.
You are part way up the rope when you realize you're 5 inches off the ground.
Oh, great.
You feel like you've been making some serious headway, and then you look down.
Oh, great.
When a mysterious stranger steps in and also grabs hold of the rope, and Nitsu, give me an athletics check.
I don't have a bonus to that. How do I roll?
Just /R 1d20 plus your bonus.
I don't have a bonus.
So just 1d20. Or you can also use your strength bonus if you have one of those.
I ain't got shit.
Jesus.
He's a dex 1.
Oh gosh.
Well,
This is
if you want to add that all together, that's you know.
I mean, I've got a strength of 9, so that's a -1.
Noodle arms is helping
Yeah, it
me.
is. You guys hoist Kalik far enough off the ground that the monsters are swinging helplessly at him.
Oh,
But
great.
Kalik, since you're hovering helplessly above the ground, you also notice that a much taller monster has left what looks to be the village's bunkhouse.
Oh boy.
Oh. Fantastic.
We got time. We got time to save ourselves again.
You have
Can I
roll and pray. Henri, you
Everything's
may be
fine.
going back to the village alone.
Not nice.
And I'm pulling.
Should I roll as well?
Absolutely.
This is the same thing.
Yep.
Strength. All right.
Oh god, we're so fucked. Oh god.
Yay! Basically, like 10.
We're doing so good.
The demon walks towards Kalik,
And then eats him alive.
upends a tree.
Wait, what?
Or a tree
What?
rips off a tree branch and brandishes it as a weapon.
Oh great. I've become a piñata.
Olay.
Don't say Olay Ricard, I'll fucking murder you.
I can
Do
let go of the
remember,
rope.
Kalik, you do have a spell you can cast.
I swear,
I do.
if I have to do a quick bardic performance, I will.
Alright.
You do have
Kalik
the
will
demon's
fucking-
roar.
Not the demon's roar, the bear's roar, please.
Right.
Kalik will swing around on that rope, look down, and scream at them.
And how many souls does that cost?
5.
Okay.
So since I'm having help, I'm going to give a D8 of bardic inspiration
I don't need-
to the person that's actually helping me with the pull rope. You get a D8 to do for skill roll.
Yes. So you get to add a D8 to your next roll.
I
Or
can't
to
do it
any
all
roll.
myself. So.
Right. So Kalik is screaming. The monsters kind of run away briefly and then turn around and look at each other, and they smell something in the wind. They smell the expenditure of soul. And Kalik, you see all at once, their eyes begin to glow red.
Fantastic. Help me!
Time to start again.
Begin tugging.
Magic tugging.
Henri foists you up that rope so fast that you do not remember being down on the ground.
Oh, perfect.
Glad I could help.
That noise.
And
All it took was a frantic whistle of the song, and then the scream, and then whoosh.
yeah.
Khalid becomes Superman for like 5 seconds.
He said adrenaline rush because he knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
Adrenaline rush happened. Basically, if there was cars, I picked up a whole car.
Right. Alright, so you're at the top. You're very frantically untying the rope. Give me a dexterity check, Kalik, because you are tied up in the rope.
Oh, great.
And anybody who
Can I
wants to help.
interject before she unties the rope?
Okay, so now I crit.
Can I interject before she unties the rope?
Sure.
I recommend keeping the rope there and cutting it as they reach the halfway point.
No, I mean, you pulled the rope all the way up. The end of it was tied around Kalik's leg.
Oh. Never mind then.
Like, drag the rope up with me, pretty much.
Yep.
And the way you managed to get the rope off, it's like, it makes you really wonder how you even got tied up in it in the first place, because just one tug got it off.
Great.
And so as you guys are kind of sitting there laughing about how silly this all was, you recall
wait,
that there were
we gotta
demons down below.
We gotta go.
And some of them are now climbing the canyon side.
Yep, we gotta go. So,
Khalid could signing hand signs, but like Henri doesn't understand any of it because it's all fucking swear words. It's basically he's sign languaging saying fuck, 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 fuck.
I have not been taught how to swear in this language. It's like,
How many demons
Thank
are climbing
you.
up the cliff?
probably
About
too many for us
6
to take care of.
right now, and it looks like more are getting ready.
So, thank you for helping me pull my friend back up. We should probably leave.
We could. We've also got the high ground. As they're climbing, we'd attack and knock some of them off.
Are you sure you want to try that?
Kalik just like how tall is this Mitsu person?
How tall are you, Nitsu?
That's a good question. I'm like 5'4".
Okay, Kalik is like 6'4",
I'm
so
the
he
same
just
height as you.
so Kalik just kind of bears down at you for an instant and just like points the direction of get the fuck away and kind of grabs you by your collar and just kind of drags you along with him as he leaves.
He is very well
Expect
dressed, so it
nothing.
ruffles up his collar very poorly.
Kalik doesn't get a fuck.
Conroy's probably the one that's carrying the leftover rope.
They're fucking leaving. It's like we're out of here. Picking up this motherfucker pretty much and just like
Now with the leftover
yoinking him
rope,
out.
remember it was tied to the scimitar, so you're gonna have to untie it from that.
Yeah. Well,
Just
Can we cut it at the hilt?
that little section of rope's probably going to be cut.
Yep.
So it's going to be slightly under 100 feet now.
So you've got 95 feet, or 99 feet of rope.
okay.
It's going to be the specific length of rope.
Right.
All right, time to go.
You guys fucking book it for what feels like forever. until you finally manage to just, you all collapse collectively in a pretty decent glade. You feel pretty safe here. You don't feel the threat of demonic forces like you do everywhere else on the island, so you kind of take a moment's respite.
It's basically inhale, exhale moment.
And as you guys kind of sit down to breathe, Kalik and Henri, you remember that...
We basically were dragging
Who's
a
this
guy.
guy?
So
He kind of like sets him down a little bit. Like instead of like having him up by his collar, he just kind of like lets him go and just kind of, you know,
Drops him a foot.
step back. Yeah.
He clears his breath and says, "You're welcome."
because Henri did at least start with the "thank you for helping me," and then the "you're welcome" didn't happen until like, oh, there's demons. Time to GTFO.
Well, it was more of a sarcastic welcome because, you know, I just got dragged across.
You got
however
manhandled.
long.
You got manhandled.
So you guys are sitting here. Gonna bother to introduce yourselves.
Yeah. My name is Henri. Who are you?
Gotta remember, Kalik can't talk, so you probably have to introduce him too.
And
No, it's fine. If she forgets, it's totally fine. No, just leave it. Just leave it.
if there's questions asked, she will introduce Kalik. It's just that right now she's probably still in the moment of catching up her breath. That's why. What? Who are you?
He's just standing there with his arms crossed, trying to like pretend that he never actually like fucked up that bad for the past like 90 minutes. He's just like trying to forget the past like 10 minutes from his mind.
All right, to save a bit of description, I'm just going to put a link in the Roll20 chat so you can get an idea of his appearance, general description. But basically, he'll describe himself as a traveling entertainer that just happened across your situation and decided to help.
Isn't he a sweetheart?
Thank you
Cheeky.
for thank you for helping, and that reminds me when
Nitsu.
the O is the moment of the whole that earlier overwhelming situation.
No,
'Cause-
Nitsu, since you're a street performer and you've been on the island for a little bit, more than you'd care to admit, you do recognize Henri because she performed quite frequently in the Port Town pub. So she is somebody you recognize, but not necessarily
Probably-
by name.
Probably at least that will probably be a reason why I just jumped to help out.
Right.
Kalik doesn't say anything.
No,
Kalik-
I never
Kalik
would have thought
knows-
Kalik doesn't say anything.
I guess I'd be a tad annoyed at the rude man not saying a damn thing.
It's like if the annoyed look happens, like, this is Kalik, he is mute. He is unable to talk.
Kalik gives
Besides
the-
scream.
Yes, other than screaming. Kalik gives the traditional like Katuran hand greeting of like, yeah, like sup. Except it's more like a formal greeting. It's like hi. Greetings.
What ho?
What ho?
So, you guys have some small talk about slaying demons and stuff, and the horrible situation you found yourselves in. Since Henri and Nitsu didn't really have any time to look down and see what was in the cages, Kalik, you are the only one who knows what was back there. And whether you share that information with them is up to you.
He will share that Yeah, he will look to Henri and kind of sign um, humans in cage, some dead, and then kind of questioningly, like, want to save.
You also recall that when you went down the rope, you recall a noise that some of the humans that saw you when you fell, instead of like calling out and begging you to help them, they just kind of gave you a.
Oh, great.
So you almost feel like they were mangled in some way, that their cognition doesn't work quite right, either from being so dangerously malnourished or just the situation they're in. So they may not even it may not even be possible to save them.
That's basically Ottery going through the train of thought. How likely is it going to be able to save them? We did have to like run from demons of a great number.
I mean, the likelihood that I'm able to read hands is absolutely none, so I'm just kind of sitting there watching him flail about for a little bit.
And it's clear that Henri's like watching the hand signs very carefully.
Right.
So unless Henri actually explains what's happening, I'm gonna have no idea what happened. So I'm okay with whatever.
Any from that details like you can try Kalik, you can. Is there any other further information about the people in the cage? Like this will be a out of character. That's basically Kalik's chance of try and figure out how to sign that they might be saving.
Yeah. Kalik will kind of try to like sign like almost not human anymore. Like,
I think Audrey can get understand the almost not human.
Yeah, that's immediate.
While
we're here and safe,
I don't think
this
we're
is time for Kalik to teach Henri another lesson in sign language.
No, are you going to try to advance Henri's, or are you going to try to teach Nitsu basic?
He doesn't know Nitsu, so he's going to try and teach Henri more.
I was gonna say, what's even my motivation to learn?
Yeah, there.
Can I teach them both separately?
Sure.
So, okay.
So that you know.
You roll intelligence to teach. They roll wisdom to learn.
Okay.
So that you know.
That's
will give like the brief breakdown of the whole situation with the cages. That it's very likely that, and he's also teaching hand sign. And oh look, I see my role to learn.
Just a quick question
but
for the roll.
She'll give a breakdown.
I've got a 13 wisdom. That's a +1.
Yes.
Is that a +1 to my roll?
Yes.
Yes.
I got jack of all trades, so I can reasonably add the plus the
Yes. And
plus half of my
all your stats.
He got it.
Yeah, Nitsu learned basic. No matter how terrible a teacher you were.
And I got it.
Henri learned advanced.
Congratulations. Kalik is like smiling really broad because he feels like he's a great teacher. Even though it has nothing to do with him, he feels like he's the very best that ever was. He's like, I'm the best.
Henri was basically his trial and error student.
Right. He fucked up the repeat course on Nitsu, but
Henri can you can probably give a little bit of Henri helping out.
Right.
For that crit success there. Henri helped out because it's like, oh, basic. I know basic.
So Henri is now advanced means that she's fluent now, right?
Yes.
You're fluent.
The only thing she won't get is if you try to assign complex terms to her, like big compounds.
Okay.
That'll come with practice.
Or is it just like, or will she not get like localized things, so like
Yeah.
slangs and stuff
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
Since this is a shared image, this is the full image of Henri's appearance when she bothers to wear her entertainer clothes.
And since you guys spent much of the evening teaching and learning and merrymaking, night falls. You kind of set up a lazy campfire. There's not much to kindle here, so you're just kind of relying on what you had and what little you can find. Um, how much of your adventure would you like to share with your newcomer? Since you kind of dragged him back a fair distance towards the port town.
Kalik doesn't share anything because Kalik doesn't speak, so
Before they talk, should I roll a persuasion check just to ensure I learn things? Or don't bother, they're pretty open.
That depends on what Henri wants to share.
also if you want to know what Kalik looks like, that's what Kalik looks like, except that he's like head to toe covered in scars. He's more scar tissue than skin.
That's basically alternate universe of Kulik not getting so heavily scarred.
Yeah,
I
because
see. So he's got very smelly hair.
Yes, he's also got a griffin feather sticking out of it.
Ah.
But all right. So, oh boy, how to even start with this adventure? It's definitely an adventure that I'm writing a song about.
A very sad song.
We got out here because there's a king in the north. We successfully survived, but one of the people that we're traveling with has died, and another has been basically abducted. So if you it was probably at least figured out that Audrey is horribly summarizing and leaving out a whole lot of details because, you know, the fact that a death happened has really hit her hard enough.
Alright, I guess I can see they're both a bit emotional right now and leave well enough alone. Take it for what it is and see what their plans from here are.
We plan to go back to the port town, and we would like to get revenge for this whole overall sort of thing. A death didn't need to happen, and our friend didn't need to be abducted.
Kalik signs. There's a village that needs to be murdered. I want my revenge. He doesn't expect Nitsu to understand, but Henri should understand.
The hand sign of "I want revenge" was probably basic enough.
Yeah.
I'll ignore Kalik. I'll tell him I'm going along those lines or going to that town anyway for a business venture. Whether or not that's true or not is up to them to decide. And I'll tag around because it sounds interesting enough.
And Henri will give a nod, and this is probably the point in time of which is just basically share the food rations.
So you guys share your rations. Nitsu kind of tells stories of his performances, which are often heavily embellished, but it's so hard to tell because when does he tell a story that isn't embellished? And you all compare and whatnot, and night falls heavier on, and you guys kind of, that was the fire, and get up, and fall asleep, and it's very peaceful for Nitsu and Henri. Kalik, you have a very fitful rest.
Right.
with a very vivid dream. You see a small boy, blonde hair, blue eyes, very sunny disposition, turned very hard, and he stares blankly ahead as a man beats him with a cane and tells him, "This is all your father's fault. None of this would be happening if it wasn't for your bastard father." And you are roused from your sleep in a cold sweat.
Yeah.
As you look around, it's still... The sun hasn't quite risen yet, but you can tell it's morning. The grass is very wet with dew and whatnot. Whether the other two are up is up to them. Figure it's around like 4 a.m.
Probably Henri's awake because, well, somewhat of a need of a watch after sleep is a thing. Even though the glade is very peaceful.
Right.
Probably woke up out of habit.
I'm almost a civilian, so I'll be asleep.
Almost a civilian.
It's true.
I mean, I'm not a real fighter. I'm just kind of a con
Rogue?
artist. If you look at my build.
Kind of a rogue. So you want to try to go back to sleep, or do you want to just say fuck it and get up for the day?
Cleek is gonna stay up. He'll let them sleep, but he seems to be like almost manically like preparing his gear. It's he's like polishing all of the leather on his gear. He's sharpening arrows. He's doing anything to keep his mind off of
Right. Sure enough, the sun rises. The rest of the party starts to kind of rouse and...
Henri's a little bit more obvious about being awake.
Does Cleek notice that Henri's awake?
I don't know, does he? Give me a perception check.
Oh, really? Really? Are you fucking serious?
Henri's being awake is basically just lying with her eyes just open, her with basically on her side, and just listening and being on guard until
Right.
till sunlight actually happens.
I
So
guess
yeah,
I am rolling.
she'll be more obvious. So
Nope.
I don't know the shit. I don't know that Henri's
You were,
awake.
you were
You're
too
busy.
trying to push that dream out of your head.
you're too
Yeah.
busy.
I wake loudly, stretching, yawning, and making all kinds of commotion.
All right, roll for initiative. A demon pops out of the window.
And I hate you.
Very quiet morning. You feel like you're closer to the port town now. Something about this area just feels safer the more you spend in here. You don't know if it's because you ran for your life last night and anything feels safer than running for your life for half of a day.
Yep.
But things are much easier. And in looking at your map, you kind of recognize some of the landmarks that have been drawn in. And you can reasonably plot out Port Town is still at least another day and a half's worth of travel. The village, however, can be reached by midday.
I think we're going to go to the port town because Henri at least decidedly did use logic of going. Let's not make our back more powerful.
I mean, kind of like come to an understanding with Henri, but he looks visibly tense knowing that they're so fucking close. And he just seems tense all the fucking day. Just looks really unhappy.
I know nothing about the previous event, so I just ask if her friend's constipated as we travel on. I'm okay with going to the town because I need to make money, as I have none, but I'm not going to tell you that.
he really wants his revenge. That's all Henri's going to leave it at because she knows full well.
some comment about wanting to be drunk on meat instead of revenge, but whatever.
He brings such a light to the party.
Khalik signs to Audrey, knowing full well that he too probably doesn't understand. He signs, he has a big mouth. I'm going to punch him if he keeps opening it.
Can he actually understand voices? Because I'm not signing any of this.
No, he speaks. He understands.
He had his throat torn out.
Oh. I guess that's a detail I don't care about.
So, as you're going, the walk is very quiet, very tense. Khalik, you find yourself almost in a soldier's march unconsciously several times throughout the day. Make a round of perception checks.
I've got a natural perception of 14, if that helps.
That's just if you fuck up your roll.
Alright.
That's passive perception, isn't it?
Yeah. Passive perception is like a constant floor, but 14 is not good enough to see anything flat out, so...
So on perception, I have a +4, so that's just 1d plus...
Yes.
4.
Alright. Fuck.
Yep. Honoree's more probably recited back into her mind how to do the song.
So nobody sees anything or notices anything until you reach a little fork in the woods. And one part goes left, one part goes right. And Khalik, as you're looking at the map, likely the prime navigator, you understand that the path to the right will bring you on the path towards the port town. The path to the left leads to the village. Which way do you steer the party, Khalik?
Hold on, let me make a roll quietly by myself. He takes him back to the port town.
Okay. Following
What a
the
good
path
boy.
to the right.
He looks torn about it though. Like, it definitely takes him a moment. He seems to like debate with himself for a moment, but he ends up taking him back to the port.
So your march is pretty fruitless, quiet for a minute. Then you hear a noise. At first it's just a rustling of leaves, so you attribute it up to like birds or whatever. Then it gets louder and louder, and you hear the sound of steel ringing against bark and carving into the ground below you. And before you know it, you turn on your heels and you see an abomination, large, sprawling on 4 legs, black fur matted to its flanks, and a sizable axe clutched in its hand. And 2 smaller beasts flank it on either side. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh, fantastic.
It's basically a moment of I twitch.
My initiative's gone. My
That's just
initiative's-
1d20.
Yes,
Just
plus
that.
your
No, it-
initiative bonus.
My initiative, because I leveled, should be
Where's that?
19. We're in combat, which means all of a sudden I can roll again.
Basically, you roll a d20 and +4 because that's what I see is your initiative.
All right.
Though it seems
Is that the INT? Or no, that's end.
it will be INIT. Int will be INT. Actually, from what I see of your, yeah, you would be +4 for initiative.
All right.
So the creatures flanking it on either side are very spindly looking. It looks like the one with the big axe eats better than the others. But the other two are standing more upright on their hind haunches and have a pair of falchion, or a falchion in each hand. And Henri, I need your initiative.
Okay.
Kalik, you are up first.
Fantastic. Big guy, I'm dipping soul fuse poison and shooting the fuck out of him.
Okay.
$16.
16 hits.
Okay, so he's soul fuse poisoned and it lowers his thingy. And then I get to shoot him again because that's my new ability. I can just do that now. Wait, I should roll damage, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah. Well,
1 second.
and then I get to shoot him again. $24.
24 hits.
Yep. And then I get to add my additional damage because he's already taken damage, and I haven't done this. That's another 17 damage.
Okay.
On the big guy.
And he kind of lets out a visceral roar as the arrows impact him, and his smaller compatriots move up. And they brandish their swords with clashes of steel and kind of stand their ground. Henri, you're up next.
Honor is going to get her longsword, and she's going to move up to this one
Okay.
and take a slash at it.
Okay. And now they are dodging, so roll at disadvantage.
21.
Hits.
8 damage.
Excellent. And do you only have the one attack?
Yeah, I only have one attack. I need to be like a higher level for 2.
Gotcha. Alright, Nitsu, you're up.
All right. You said we're at a disadvantage to attack?
Yes, because they're dodging. So which one do you want to move to?
Can't I just pull the pistol from under
That
my
is true,
robe
yeah,
and
you can use
shoot
the
at the
pistol.
one?
Yes.
All right. I'll shoot at the unengaged one.
Okay.
And that's the same as the crossbow, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But if
Yeah,
you
I decided to check about my extra attack, and I need one more level.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's just 1d20 plus dex, or just 1d20?
Plus your proficiency bonus. which is +3. And when you do the damage, make it a d10 instead of a d8. But that misses.
Damn.
Your shot goes wide, digs into the soil, and the beast kind of offers a breathy laugh.
The one that I slash is not having a laugh.
No. However, the
Probably a
larger
little
beast...
bit more. Probably a little bit more relieved that I didn't do that crit there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The larger beast moves up and rears back on its haunches to strike down at you with its massive axe.
Yep. AC is 15, by the way. Oh,
So it
I'm fine.
digs into the ground, misses with its first strike, and then unburrows as it goes back for its second attack.
I'm perfectly fine.
Dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Nothing is on fire.
Yet. And as it misses that second shot, it lets out a growl and a very spittily roar. Back to Kalik. I gotta make its Constitution save. And it fails to save. How much damage is that per turn? 5?
5.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot him again in the face.
Okay.
$19.
Hits.
I'm gonna roll damage. $17, and then I'm gonna shoot him again. $21.
Hits.
What do I roll again? Yeah. Roll 1d8 plus 4. 8.
Okay. All the arrows that are peppering it, and it's kind of very unhappy looking.
Good. I'm also going to actually, with my movement, take a step back. I'm gonna go over here.
Okay. Now back to the more feral looking creatures. As the one is engaged with Henri, it kind of rallies its falchion, or its scimitars, and brings the first one down.
Also, did you notice what I did? I put D2 between me and the monster.
Right.
Because I'm a piece of shit.
Ties go to Defender? Do ties go to Defender?
I think.
Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna say they do.
So
that's its
my
first
armor
sword.
did its job of protecting me.
And then its second sword comes down and tastes nothing. So Henri is doing very well to keep these guys, or that guy,
This guy and the big guy so far.
until the second one comes around.
Oh, come on.
No.
Ah, that got me.
And so he comes out from behind his brother, digs the scimitar right into your side.
Well, ouch. But
And
I'm still
as it kind
standing.
of dislodges it, you hear kind of a hollow laugh, as if they delight in the battle.
Question: how's the big guy looking on a scale of 1 to 10?
Still fairly healthy.
Oh, great. Okay.
And I'm
so
fine
its
there.
Second sword comes by and finds nothing.
More, uh, because the got me on the side. More duck and
Right.
weave.
All right, Henri, it is your turn.
Oh boy, I got choices.
Yeah.
Good luck.
You know what? I'm going to roll a d4 to decide. Big guy is going to get my attention.
And that just hits.
Woo!
Okay.
And I'm going to give Kalik bardic inspiration with a song, rather than flute this time because, well, singing.
Because you're hacking away at this guy. You
Yeah.
don't have time to bust out the flute.
I don't have time, so you get a d8.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take what I can get.
Same
Nitsu,
usual.
So Nitsu, you're here, and you just see Kalik has very cleverly put you in between the monster and himself, and Henri is singing while she smacks the shit out of this bear, or, like, monster.
Is he also going to notice that Kalik has peppered these motherfuckers like Legolas?
Yes.
You've peppered the one.
The one, yeah.
So
So
that
you're
one's
up,
got
Nitsu.
some damage. What about the creature that she crit on earlier?
No, she was at disadvantage on that, so the crit
Yeah.
didn't go.
Oh, okay. So all three of them are in fairly good health.
Yes.
I suggest flanking.
That one
Yes.
is untouched.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll go. How do I do the? How do I do it?
Flanking?
How do I make it move? Like show that
Our-
I want
our-
to move.
our
You just use
DM.
the
There we
comb
go.
to show where you want to go to.
How do I cone?
It should be on the
Ruler.
toolbar.
This thing?
Basically, it would be the ruler
Yeah.
icon.
There we go.
Because you're purple, I'm going to change my color.
Right. I'll go here.
There?
Yeah.
Okay.
Range doesn't get flanking, so that you know.
Yeah.
Want to flank, you gotta get right next to it.
And you stabby
Uh,
stab.
You're killing me, Smalls. Do I gain an advantage to flanking?
Yes.
Why
if
am
you're flanking,
I small? You're fucking shorter than me, asshole.
if you're
All right,
flanking,
then-
yes.
Then fine. I'll go behind the guy and I'll stab at him with my rapier, and then I'll use sneak attack because I'm on an advantage
Yes.
to shoot him with my gun or my dagger if I need to reload.
Well, advantage always. The flanking will always give you a chance of sneak attack.
Yes. You do get sneak attack if you're flanking.
So, roll 1d20 to see if I hit with the rapier.
And don't forget your
20
proficiency
Remember, you have
bonus.
advantage because they're currently trying to stab me. They're not bothering to dodge.
Yes.
So
Remember
that's
your proficiency modifier and remember your all your modifiers.
well, my proficiency modifier is 3.
Yes. So
So-
it'll be +3.
There's that.
And you've got advantage, so you get to roll twice and take the
Oh.
higher number.
If you're using the dagger has finesse, and that will be dexterity. So that will be +4 as well.
Yep.
So
Okay.
he got 14, and for the first roll, then roll again because he got advantage.
Yes.
And is that a +3 or just
+7 for
Plus
the
7.
attack.
Yeah, because you're plusing your proficiency modifier and also whichever stat it uses. So for daggers, it's finesse, and I believe for rapiers, it's finesse as well.
Yep.
So it's so you're adding your dex modifier plus your proficiency modifier.
It's a 7, and there you
There
go.
you
So that
You get to
scores-
stab the motherfucker.
Yes.
so now I do damage hits?
Yes.
All right, for the dagger,
Mm-hmm.
or for both?
For whichever one you attacked with.
Did you hit twice? Did you
I
attack
have a s-
twice?
He's got
I have.
advantage. He's got advantage.
Well, I
Okay.
also have. I was rolling for the rapier, and then I was going to roll the sneak attack with the dagger afterwards.
Okay,
The
so
sneak
your
attack will
ra-
always be on your first one.
so you're sneak attacking with the rapier. What you're doing. So unless you have a skill that gives you 2 attacks per turn, you only get 1 attack a turn. Sneak attack is just a mod
Well,
onto.
no, it says once per turn you can deal an extra 1d6 to one creature you hit with an attack if you had advantage on the attack roll.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not a separate attack. That's
Yeah,
counts
it's
as one
just
attack. You
bonus.
just get to roll an extra damage die.
Oh, okay.
So what you're doing, you've rolled a 23. That's to hit with your rapier. So roll rapier damage,
And then
Okay.
and then
D6.
roll, and then a d6 for your sneak attack damage.
So that's 1d8 plus 4.
Okay.
And then
And
the
then a
1d6.
D6. Yes.
6. So you don't need to roll to hit again.
For 5th
So-
level, it's 3d6 actually.
Yep. So you actually get 3d6.
Well, the plus 4 was.
I think you broke. I
Yeah,
think you broke it.
all one word. 3d6, not.
Yeah, 3d6, not 3 space d6.
There you go.
That's some damage.
Yeah, so 9 plus 12.
Alright. Another big guy who is very unhappy that Khalik keeps pelting him with arrows. And so he's going to move past, prompting an attack of opportunity from Henri.
Yay!
Critical attack of opportunity.
Would you like me to just roll the damage and then multiply it by 2?
Yes.
10.
And it is going to throw its axe at Khalik.
Okay.
It took a lesson from your book about that one sword throw. I think you're okay though. Maybe.
What's your AC?
14.
Alright, so you just barely step out of the way. And since it can't quite reach you, it just kind of sits there and flexes
Growl.
its muscles.
Okay. Alright.
Khalik,
Remember-
you are up, and
Remember,
there is
you do have bardic inspiration.
an axe almost your size sitting right next to you.
Great. I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right there?
No, hold on. No. I'm gonna move actually further backwards. I'm gonna move off the map. I want to move 6 spaces backwards. Fuck this noise. Fuck this noise. Yeah, you're gonna have to add more squares, mate. I'm fucking
I
Outta
can't. We're
here.
up in the corner.
Well, we're in the corner unless we like move to a different section.
You know, for
Point.
someone so eager for revenge, you don't seem very bloodthirsty.
excuse me. I've done the most damage this fight so far. You could suck a dick.
I mean, I'm just saying, I can't actually fight, and here I am, risking my life to save your friend that I have no obligation towards.
I'm just familiar.
I'm saving her by killing the big thing that's chasing after me. If anything, I'm removing an enemy from her.
I'm just saying, if I get hurt, I'll run.
That is dedication to the grift.
Right. So get the fuck as far away from it as possible.
And then
There's more
shoot it.
squares there. We're just gonna get there. Then I'm gonna shoot
Yeah.
it in the face.
Okay.
I was 1 square away from it, so you need to move it another square back.
Map shuffle. There we go.
Then I'm gonna shoot it again. Oh, don't forget it took damage and
Yes.
it didn't roll to save.
No, it did not. As in, it didn't save.
Perfect. 28 crit.
Yep. Crit.
Yay.
8 double that is
16.
16.
Remember, you do have Bardic Inspiration, so if you want to use it for your second attack.
Yeah, I am going to. 1d20 plus. I'm using it for the attack roll, not for sorry, the damage roll, not the attack roll.
Right.
Just 10.
10 does not hit.
I'm burning my action surge to attack it again.
Okay.
25.
That hits.
1d8 plus 4, and then I get another d8 of bardic inspiration, right?
Yes.
So I'm rolling 2d8 plus 4. Okay.
Wouldn't it be technically 3d8 plus 4?
No, because I can only use my colossal to roll another d8 once. Do I get to shoot it again? Since I
No, because that was your second attack.
Alright.
So the beasts that were engaged on Henri, they noticed the new blood, but the first one is going to stick to her.
Of course. And I get hit. I'm still standing.
Digs the first scimitar in. Brings the second one to bear.
And it ties. My armor did its job.
Okay. The second one, however, turns to the
Turns
new
around.
blood and rears its falchion, or scimitar, to bear down on Nitsu. So Nitsu, what's your AC?
15.
So that misses.
Thank God.
One more attack.
That second swing comes down, and oh boy does it hit.
For how much?
We'll see.
6 points of damage.
Damn. That hurts.
It could be worse.
I've only got 20 hit points.
Oh.
That hurts.
I'm the one who's being somewhat tanky.
Alright. It is your
So
turn,
my
Henri.
turn. So the one that hit the rogue that's indeceptively fancy clothes. I'm going to stab it,
Absolutely.
and
with
I got
flanks, you get
advantage with this. Oh, hi,
There's a
crit.
crit.
Ted.
Man, when it doesn't have to do with getting Kalik up a cliff, you guys are really good at rolling.
Combat.
I mean, I could have let go of the rope.
Speaking of letting go of the rope, Nitsu, you're up.
Alright. What condition are these things in?
The biggest one is very heavily bloodied. The other two are just kind of lightly injured.
I've shot the shit out of my enemy. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
Unfortunately, I cannot do big damage.
If only we had a monk here to help us.
Oh my. Stares off wistfully in the distance.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm just checking to see what I can or can't do. Alright, there's not much of the way I can do. So I guess I'll attack with the rapier, and then I'll also attack with a dagger.
Okay.
Because I don't have advantage on any of this, correct?
I don't think you have multi-attack.
I don't?
If you're attacking the one that stabbed you successfully, you have advantage, and it's one weapon.
Okay. Then I'll just... the
If you
rapier
if
then.
if you're going for the big guy, you won't have advantage, and it's just one attack.
Right.
I'm going for the one that I stabbed.
With the rapier?
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
So that's plus dex and everything, so that's a +7, right?
Yep.
And
One
then
more
again,
roll.
Yeah, you got advantage.
I'll get this eventually.
It takes time.
You got it.
That hits.
Alright,
Now
so
roll for the rapier damage.
and that's 1d8 plus 4, yeah?
Yep.
And, since
And
this was-
then roll your 3d6.
Alright.
Okay, so that's a total of 11. All right, that one is very heavily bloodied. Just in time for the big guy to come back.
Oh, perfect.
And he stomps up towards Kalik, grabbing his axe along the way.
Still can't quite reach.
That's
Not
what you get, you
quite.
coward.
So he's going to bring down his axe again.
He's gonna throw it at me again.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Nope. Nope.
But this time, he's also going to grab a rock in the downswing.
Oh, great.
Fortunately, the rock misses too.
Great.
So you're just getting shit thrown at you left, right, and center, and it is your turn now.
Move 6 squares away from it again.
God.
You need help.
Look, this is called kiting, okay? This is kiting.
Not going to be able to do shit to help with the kiting.
Yeah, you were
got
effectively
this.
out of range of the rest of your team.
It's fine. Everything's okay.
I mean, after these small ones are done, I'll just leave the big guys to you.
It's fine. Then I'm gonna shoot it again.
I would like you to zoom out just to see how far away from the rest of your team you are.
I don't think I can give you bardic inspiration anymore, Kalik.
That's fine,
It's
you can give it to me. I deserve it.
It's okay. Make sure that big guy takes damage from poison, and then roll to save from it.
He saved from it last time, so he just took that last bit of damage.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm gonna shoot him. I crit.
Mm-hmm. Hurry up and put him down already.
16,
Doubled is 32.
32. Is he dead yet?
Nope.
Then I get
Shoot him again.
Yep. 22.
Hits.
11.
Okay.
Is he dead yet?
Nope.
Fuck me!
You kited him away far enough that I can't do shit. Otherwise, I would
It's
help
fine.
with stabbing him.
I mean,
Look,
that's
I can-
fine. The
I can
threat's away
1v1.
from me. I can run away.
I can 1v1 this one.
Until he decides that's too tiring and decides to go after easier prey.
Hey, friend, I have a second action I can perform per turn, so I can disengage and I can run. And then I can run and then I can hide.
Alright. The little guys now. first one is still engaged with Henri.
Got me. I pray to the dice gods. Be minimal. Nope.
Jesus Christ.
Still standing, but I'm very much bloodied.
And then that second scimitar.
Got me. I'm still standing, but I'm at 4.
And as it makes that hit, it's laughing wildly. Just this furious cackle as it digs the blades in. And it's amping the second one up now as it goes to town on Nitsu.
That's a little unnerving. Also, I'm an idiot. I have uncanny dodge. Can I take only 3 damage from that far previous attack instead of the 6?
No.
Damn.
You have to call it when it happens.
All right.
14 does not beat your armor, right?
15. That's
Okay.
what I have.
So for the second attack, hits. That's 11
Yeah, I'm
damage,
gonna-
unless you uncanny dodge, in which case it is 5.
I'm gonna have that because otherwise I'm dead.
Yes.
Ish. So I'm at 9. I'm very unhappy.
Well, it's Henri's turn now, and she is also very unhappy. Unlike Kalik, who is very happy and far away.
Look, I'm kiting, okay? This is a legitimate strategy.
I didn't like you at the start, Click, and now I just hate you more.
Look, I'm soloing a boss right now. I don't want to hear shit from.
Oh, this is not a boss.
Here I am, just an acquaintance of Henri, and I'm putting my life on the line for absolutely no reward.
Well, here's a brief reward. You get bardic inspiration now. So I'm going to copy and paste and put it in what you can do with the D8. That's basically what you can do. I'm going to have to shuffle
Okay.
a little bit and get some distance. Would you like me to do acrobatics?
Because
I will do acrobatics roll.
Disengage.
Okay.
Do you have disengage as an action?
No, I have.
Then yeah, you're
I
gonna
do
need to make
not.
an acrobatics check. Or athletics, whichever you'd prefer.
I'm going to do the acrobatics.
Okay. Perfect.
Barrel roll. And I don't think I have enough move action to quick do the heavy crossbow.
No. Actually,
Well,
yeah, you could draw the heavy crossbow if you wanted.
Well, I think I'm going to go into full dodge.
Okay.
Because I don't have healing potions right now.
Right. So full dodge, you get disadvantage from anything that attacks you.
Well, they get disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
So Nitsu, you're up.
You feel oddly bolstered in
I'm feeling something. Bolstered's not quite the word.
hurt, and if you want to try and stab, well, you got something. You
Here I
got
am.
something at least.
I had a nice dinner with both of you last night. I learned some sign language, and now here I am, just lying half dead.
I'm far more half dead than you.
I'm at full health. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I think that they're hiding.
So, quick question.
Mhm.
Because of cunning action, I can take a bonus action at the end of the turn in combat. So, let's say I attack. Can I use my second action to disengage and then use my movement action, or does movement action come first?
No, you can do that.
All right, since I still have advantage on this fucker that I
you
stabbed
do not.
twice, I
I
don't.
moved.
Yeah, because Henri's not flanking it anymore.
Ah,
You have chance of D8 if you really want to try and kill this dude.
I mean, he's been hit 3 times to some amount. What are their conditions like? You said he was bloodied.
Yes, he's bloodied. That's it. He's got some wounds there,
You
dripping.
basically you have a D8 for ability roll, attack roll, damage roll, AC roll, or a saving throw.
Yeah, the bardic
And
inspiration.
you have to decide before you fully commit.
Yes, you have to declare that when you want to use it.
All right, I'll do it for the attack.
Okay.
So roll 1d20 plus 3 plus 8, so plus 11
No, not
No,
plus
it's
8.
+7.
plus 7.
Yeah. You get the d8 separately. That hits.
Should I? Well, I already said I was using the 8. Should I do that at all or don't bother?
I'll let you push it off to your damage.
All right. So that'll be the 1d8, correct?
Yeah, you'll roll your normal damage. Or since your rapier is 1d8 plus 4, just roll 2d8 plus 4.
So 2d8 plus 4, you said.
All right. You dig your rapier in, and it's a very satisfying sound. The beast does not go down. So it's still standing.
All right. So for my second thing, I'll disengage and then move.
Okay.
I'll go that way.
Okay. The beast that has been tracking Kalik has grown tired. And so it reaches, and it steps out 5 feet, grabs its axe, and then it turns and moves to easier prey. The squishy bard, perhaps. Fettered and
boy.
eaten away by its lesser compatriots.
Well, good thing I'm at full dodge. I pray. Yes!
The downstroke of its axe mixes. And now the upstroke.
It misses again.
Okay. Kalik.
Oh, perfect. I am going to move 6 squares back towards my friendos.
As I see him run, can I yell at him?
Yes.
About
No.
fucking time, you coward.
And then I'm gonna shoot the big guy in the face.
Okay.
$17.
Hits. How do you want to do
7.
this?
Just fucking. He's attacking Henri, right?
Yeah.
So I just want it to go like. He's huge. I want it to go right between his ribs and kind of jab him, like through his ribs into his heart.
Okay.
Fuck him up.
Since it skewers him through the ribs and into the heart, he kind of lets out a half roar, half groan before just collapsing
Floppa.
forward. Henri, make a dexterity save.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Well, good thing I am proficient dexterity save.
I mean, it's a pretty big guy, so I can understand it, falling on top of her.
You dexterously move out of the way and are in fact standing on top of it as it falls.
Good shit.
For the proof that she's at full dodge, I guess.
Yeah.
And then with my second attack, I am going to. The only person I can hit is that motherfucker.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shoot him in the face too.
The one that Nitz has been whittling down for you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
I helped a little bit.
24.
Hits. And shreds its AC a point.
Yep. And 5.
God, that's pathetic.
It is pathetic. I rolled really bad there.
Alright, so now it's their turn. And they see you took down what
Boss
you
man.
can assume there was their leader, so they kind of redouble their efforts on Henri, who they see standing on top of it, desecrating it.
I'm so glad that I have full dodge right now.
Right. And that can't even hit. So the first one misses on its first sword. Misses on
And
the
it
second
misses
sword.
on the second one. We don't need to do 2 rolls to determine.
Right. Comes in on Henri's flank.
Yes! And I'm still
Both
okay.
miss. Henri, you're up.
Bardic Inspiration for Kilik. And that's all for today. Well, I could do another barrel of athletics, or remain at full. The full dodge is not going to help me much here because they're flanking me. I'm going to have to stab the one that's clearly injured.
Okay. That hits.
Two-handed stab.
It winces with pain and still stands.
I am sad that I do not have 2 attacks.
Right. Nitsu, you're up.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll go there.
Okay. As you move in, you see a very exasperated Henri dancing with 2 very spindly swordsmen
two
on top
assholes.
of on top of the corpse of another.
Yeah, I don't pay any mind. I'm just gonna stab this fucker.
They scuffed your
that's what-
clothes up and you're not happy about that?
Well, you know, here I am dying, bleeding out, watching the archer run away, only to return.
And steal the glory.
Pretty much. I'm not very happy. So that's a +7.
How's that steal the glory? I did all the damage on the big guy. I killed him basically myself. How is that stealing all the glory? I deserved all the glory, you piece of shit.
And don't
And then
forget
one
your
more for advantage.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, your advantage.
Yay, advantage.
That hits.
And you get your usual damage and then 3d6.
Okay.
Yay!
How do you want to do this?
You know, I'm just at his back, so I'm gonna run him through.
Just a quick stab straight through?
Yeah.
Alright. He
I
drops
mean,
like
if
a
you
bitch.
prefer me to do something more flourished, I can, but...
Yay, one less motherfucker.
Alright. Back to Kalik.
Cool. One last guy left standing. Gonna shoot him in the face, dude.
He has at least been damaged once.
Yes.
I can guarantee that.
Yes, he has.
10.
No.
Then I'm gonna shoot him again. 24.
Hits. And shreds his AC.
Yep. He's been damaged once, so I can add my collateral damage.
Yep.
So 1d8 plus 4. 12 damage.
Okay.
Good shit.
Unfortunately, he's still very healthy. So he goes to
Upset
dig
noises.
on
Insert
Henri
upset
again.
noises here. I'm okay.
First strike misses.
I'm okay.
Second strike misses. Henri is playing a very rhythmic game of batting his strikes away.
And now I must return
And now it is
my
her
attack.
turn. That hits.
Yay.
All right.
And I can't do full defense.
Right.
Basically, it's now a return stab. Then be prepared again.
Yeah, pretty much. The double parry, and then you just whack him. Nitsu, how can you save the damsel in distress?
She's neither damsel nor in distress.
I don't know. I'm at 4 health.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
kind
kind
of
of distressed.
I am in distress, but I'm not helpless.
But Nitsu is also distressed.
Well,
Is
I
the
killed.
damsel in distress going to help the damsel in distress?
I've killed the fucker that kept on stabbing me, so I'm a little happy. The big guy is gone. It's 3 against 1. I like these odds. I guess I'll play the part of the hero for once. If I go behind it, will he be able to attack me?
No matter where you go for these spots, you're flanking.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
you don't need to be directly behind the dude.
Then I'll just go to its side.
Okay.
Yay, advantage.
Pretty much. Damn it.
One more attack roll.
Yep. That one hits, but you always want to get the second advantage roll in case you crit.
Damn it.
And
This
you
is
always
why I
want to
have
put
a
the
note.
command in, right?
This is why I have a notepad with my dice rolls.
Or I can create a macro for that probably in here, but whatever. So either which way I hit it, so I'll do the
Yes.
rolls.
Okay. Then you get your sneak attack. Okay. Cleek,
Mm-hmm.
this is your chance to make up for running away.
Shoot it in the face.
Okay.
24.
Hits.
Six.
So you miss his face.
Shoot him again.
Okay.
23. Eight.
Scoring heavy hits all the way over.
See, I'm hitting. I'm just not hitting very hard.
Pathetic.
Well, it's not done with Henri. It's tasted her blood, and it's going to have the rest.
Ow.
Oh, Jesus!
I think I got unconscious there.
How much health do
Pretty
you
sure.
have?
4.
Yeah, it's got a +5 bonus on its sword anyway, so any hit would have gotten you. So Henri collapses under the weight of its dangerous blow, and the laughing just echoes louder. And Nitsu, what you see up close and personal terrifies you
Yeah, I'm
as a
probably rather
third
unnerved.
arm creeps out from underneath the armor
What?
and collects the fallen sword of its brother,
Oh. Oh no.
and it turns on you. And that hits. How much health do you have?
Let's see. I took
Remaining.
6 and I took 5, so 9.
Okay.
You still have uncanny dodge.
Right.
Yeah, so I take 3, so I'm at 6.
Okay. And now it's third attack. Oh, shit.
Oof.
No, no.
Fuck.
So 9, unless you half it, which is 4.
I'm having it,
Okay.
of course. So that leaves me at what, 2?
Yeah, too.
I'm not a very happy boy.
Henri, make a death save.
Will
Just
I
a
be
flat
able to add my
D20.
constitution?
Just a flat d20.
Okay.
If it's
Could
over,
you add
if
her,
it's over 10, you get 1 check. If it's below 10, you get 1 X.
All right. Yay!
Okay, so that's a check. Nitsu, your turn.
I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll stab at it, then I'll run the fuck away.
Yes. And you do not have advantage on this attack because Henri is down.
Right. So that's just the +3 then.
No, it'll still be the finesse bonus.
It will be still +7. You just
Yeah.
don't roll the for
Yeah,
a
you only
higher.
roll once.
And you got it.
That hits.
Unfortunately, you don't have sneak attack.
Right.
I'm flanking it, so good luck.
That's a good attack.
It should be 1d. It should be 1d8 plus something.
Oh, that's right, +4, my bad.
So
5.
that'll be 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dink.
And then you said you wanted to disengage.
Disengage and run.
How far? And in what direction?
I'm gonna run to Khalik,
You piece of shit.
yelling at him about what a bastard he is.
Kalik, it's your turn.
Gonna fucking shoot it in the face.
Okay. No, you're not.
No, I rolled wrong. That is an incorrect roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to be +8.
So that's a 10.
15.
Okay, hits.
And then roll 2d8 plus 4. I keep fucking up my rolls. Why am I doing that? 2d8 plus 4. 15.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna shoot again. 16.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Then I'm going to
Sprint towards your dying friend.
yeah. But there's nothing I can do for her though.
Do you have
I'm
any
just gonna
potions?
sprint towards her. No, I don't have any.
You
So
can
we're-
be a
Wait,
target.
no, I do. No, I looted it. I looted some from Leo's dead body. So yes, I do. I'm gonna sprint towards her.
Okay.
Can I make it?
Can you?
Yes, I can just make it. I'm gonna go there. And then I'm gonna jam a potion down her throat.
Okay.
So roll 2d8 plus.
Yes,
What?
2d8 plus level, so 5. 2d8 plus 5?
Okay.
Take 16 health.
I'll take the 16 health and I'm back up.
Alright, now the beast's turn. With its
And
3
then Honor is
attacks.
going to be leering at the leering at the asshole. That guy.
It moves up on Kalik. And its first attack.
I don't think I'll be able to get an attack opportunity. It didn't move far enough. Yay! Just miss.
Its second attack.
Oh no.
Take 11 points of damage.
Painful.
Its third attack. What's your AC, Kalik?
14.
Okay, its third attack hits.
So how much damage is that total since my math is bad?
24.
I have 4 health left, guys.
It's okay. I'm going to stab it, and since technically you're flanking.
Yep, Henri is up, and it is flanked.
All right,
Hits.
these almighty dice gods. Well, that's decent for
How
what
would
I
you
can
like to do this?
Well, the usual death blows tend to be rather brutal because Henri has has anger on the inside. Since I have at its side, it's probably going to go in between the ribs, through the heart, and probably up a little bit to poke out from like in between the shoulder and neck.
All right.
And then she'll kick it off of her longsword to free it.
The 3-armed beast slumps to the ground in the pile of its brothers. And something you haven't seen happen occurs. The flames from their eyes coagulate in one ember.
That is really strange.
Especially for Nitsu, who's never seen anything like this.
I'm dying. Curse you and your fucked flame. Give me compensation.
Do you have a flask?
Everybody? Yes, he does have a flask.
Well, everyone else has flasks that are full at the moment, so hey, Nitsu, come over here. Get this ember, and we can sell it when we're at the port town, and that will be your compensation.
I'm wearing until I hear about money, then I go and do it.
Nitsu, you've never slain a demon before, so you're not quite sure how this works. Give me a dexterity check.
I mean, I can also do a roll to help.
So that's 20 plus the 4?
Yes.
What will be my roll for assistance?
In this instance, you don't really think to help him. You just kind of assume the way he carries himself and the fact that he was so far out of Port Town, he knows what to do. He doesn't, however, and he directly absorbs the demon soul. So roll a flat d20, Nitsu.
A what?
A flat d20. No bonus.
So he fumbled. Oh boy.
He reached out to... He reached out to grab the soul directly and kind of jam it into the file, and ended up absorbing it.
So,
losing,
what happens?
Losing 20 points of soul.
What does that mean?
You have a total of 100 souls for the entire run, so you are right now down to 80.
That sounds bad.
You have learned, however, the spell Third Strike. So once per turn, you can make an extra attack on top of your normal attack for the cost of 10 souls. So be able to put that in, be put that in your note sheet somewhere.
Well, depending on, well, if there's going to be compensation anyway. Probably once we get back to the port town, I'll do some performances and they'll do something.
I can sell weaponry. Looted drop weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 4 scimitars among them, and an axe that is as big as Kalik.
I don't
I'm
think
not
we're
gonna
going to be able
pick
to.
that up.
We're not going to be able to get that axe.
Kalik try and pick it up like a badass.
String check.
If he fails, I just suggest we drag it.
You dislocate your shoulder.
Wait, really? Are you that fucking big of a piece of shit?
You dislocate your shoulder. You get disadvantage on strength checks for the rest of the day.
Can I pop my shoulder back in place?
Yeah, sure. Make a medicine check.
Cool.
Can I chuckle at his stupidity?
Yes.
Alright.
And everybody gain 1,066 XP for that.
Cool.
You do not pop your shoulder back into place.
1,000 what?
1,066?
1,666?
Yes. 1066.
Oh.
That will make us be at 9,860.
Should I use that number as well?
No. Yours is just going to be flat off of level 5.
So that's 6,500 plus whatever that is?
Yeah.
So 1160 or whatever you said?
Yes. 1066.
1066. Alrighty.
But, you guys kind of see Kalik dislocate his shoulder, and he goes to pop it back in because he saw somebody do that once and thought it was really cool, so he's been kind of rehearsing the move in his mind in case he ever had to do it.
It did not work.
He didn't do it well. You don't know how, but he made it worse. It looks very painful, and you see Kalik's face very visibly scrunch up.
Can they see that through all of the scars that is literally his face?
Yes. That's how
Okay,
bad
good.
it is.
Oh god, great, okay.
So, when you guys find a comfortable resting place, Henri, you guys are probably both going to want to take a look at this and medicine it back.
I mean,
Well-
I'm sitting here at 2 health. I'm not sure I'm going to want to do much of anything to this bastard.
There's going to be a song of rest. Since we're camping, that will be a D6 on top of the healing from rest.
Okay.
Man, this wouldn't be
And
happening.
then
at a monk, huh?
I'm going to try and help Kalik.
Like,
Pray to the dice.
Yeah.
see, this is why Efi's always got my back. This is why Efi is objectively best girl.
She rolled an
Okay.
8, so she didn't help you at all.
Oh, great, thanks.
Well,
Fuck.
If anything, Henri will probably be able to would take a look over it, and it did not. She could not figure out how to help out. I am
I
sorry.
mean, if you want to persuade me to try and assist, you're welcome to try, but that's going to require a dice roll.
Okay, I can do that. Hey, would you be willing to help?
First things first, with that 8, since you rolled an 8 to medicine Kalik's arm back in place, you kind of look it over, and you think, no, it looks fine. So you pat him on the shoulder and take 1d4 damage, Kalik.
Are you kidding me? I only have 4 health.
Make it a good roll.
I'm dead.
Does Kalik have potions
I fucking died.
still? Is there one more potion from Leo's stash of potions?
No, just stop talking to me for a second. I just need to die.
Yeah, you did. You dropped. The pain catches up with you, and you just crumble.
I guess I'll let out an exasperated sigh.
Ah!
Kalik, roll a d20.
Oh, do I really have to make a death saving throw? Really?
It's not a death saving throw.
Oh.
Oh boy. If anything, I think that D4 is like temporary damage from pain.
As you are starting to black out, you hear a voice call out to you.
Oh, great.
It's Leo's voice.
Oh, great!
Do you know what it says?
Eat your friends?
Let me in.
Oh, okay.
Kalik, let me in.
So, is there still potions from Leo's like inventory that I can quick grab and force Kalik to drink?
Yes, there's. I think I picked up 2 potions from him. I just gave one to you, so I only have 1 left, and it should be.
Then we definitely need to make like a beeline to port.
Kalik and Henri roll racing d20s, so just a flat d20 each.
5 again.
Aren't you?
So I can crit a damage roll on myself.
Nope.
But
Before you can open the lid on the potion, the ember leaves Kalik's soul gem and enters into him. And his eyes snap back open with 1 health.
Great. Oh, great. Oh, great.
Kalik has learned will to survive. And
Is
lost,
that different?
and lost
is that-
20 souls.
Oh, great. That puts me down. I was 65 before.
So you're at 45 now.
Is will to survive different from the demon within?
Nope.
Oh, great!
So will to survive, anytime you drop to 0 health, you can spend 15 souls to come back to 1.
Great.
But
Well,
I'm
since
sure you
since
most
his eyes
famously-
snap open, offer the potion that I was going to shove down his throat.
Great. So, when I would die, dead, spend how many souls? 20 souls?
15.
50.
Okay. Great. You're gonna give me a potion?
Yep.
Great. Let me
That potion that I was going to basically make you drink, it's just basically now handed over.
I regain 12 HP. Let me do some math. This is gonna take a second.
13.
Alright. I thought I had 4. I was like, oh. Yes, I know what 12 plus 1 is.
Yeah, okay, I'm still angry. I'm over here in 2 health and they just give you a potion.
I had
He
1.
was unconscious.
I had 1.
Now we're going to beeline.
You literally had double the amount of hit points I did, so shut up, you.
I'm not sure I can beeline right now.
Can I shoot
Well,
him
we're
in the
resting. How about we rest and see how we feel?
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Let's
the area
definitely-
is pretty secure. You kind of prop up the beasts and use them for warmth.
I'm not touching that fucking thing.
Since I'm the one with the most hit points, I guess I'm setting up camp.
Yep.
I mean, I'll watch Kalik roll around in its innards, but I'm not doing that.
There's no need to use the innards.
Right. And so
But yeah.
you can restore any amount of hit dice up to the level you have.
And we can add a d6 to HP
Right.
gain. So I'm just going to default for the 5d8. There is no plus level here
Yeah.
for that rest period. So
No, you can roll a d3. You had to kill myself that I had to crit on.
So what do I roll?
If you want to restore health, you roll a d8, or you roll your hit dice up to your level, plus a d6.
So my hit points are 20.
But the hit dice.
that's basically me. That's my rolling for healing.
So roll my level of hit dice.
Up to.
Up to, yeah, so I'm rolling 5 d10s.
And Mitsu, your hit dice is a d8, so you can roll up to 5 d8s.
$27, I'm at full hit points.
As you guys are resting, Kalik, you particularly notice you have more memories than you recall, and some of them are not your own, but your consciousness is placing you in them.
Okay.
Most importantly, you remember that your father was famous for sleeping around a lot,
Okay.
and that he had several bastard children, which doesn't make sense because your father didn't sleep around a lot, and you only had a couple brothers.
Remember, you got a d6 because I did the Song of Rest.
And yeah, you gain a d6 too, unless 20 is your full HP.
20 is my full HP.
Yeah, so you're just back at full.
Well, while we're resting before the whole sleep thing, Connery is going to be doing her best to take care of her armor. Cause
Well, it's only midday. You guys can still make a little more progress walking if you want.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
let's...
we do have a short rest, and because I have font of inspiration, I got my bardic inspiration back.
Yes.
So yeah, it's basically check on my armor, see its condition
It's pretty good.
while resting.
Pretty good.
Still okay.
You feel shitty, and Kalik looks shitty because he just forcibly ingested his best friend's soul.
Let's not take it too far. Fucking that asshole was not my best friend.
But you feel a kinship to him now that is wholly beyond what normal friends would be. You also
wonder
miss
how,
Leander a lot all of a sudden.
Okay. I wonder how Leo feels being kindred spirits with a Katuran. He's rolling in his unmarked grave right now.
So you guys kind of finish up your rest. There's still some daylight left. If you want to push on.
Yeah, we're pushing on.
Can't have the risk of Boar deciding, oh look. But yeah, that's
the rest of the
I'm
day
ready
is
to
very
move.
unremarkable. You make it very quickly. You find a spot to camp for the night and recognize you're within maybe half a day's walk of Port Town. So you rest for the night. Kalik, you have some more weird dreams, except the little boy is you now.
Mm-hmm.
And morning comes. What do you guys want to do today?
since we're resting again, do those that are not at full hit points, do they
Yes.
roll their?
You just go straight back to full after a full
Okay.
rest.
Yeah, I'm okay again.
I can't
So
believe you.
basically, awake. Well, Henri is a bard. She's not a doctor.
Right.
I can't killed me, Henri.
Hey, you could have insisted. Nah, it's okay, Henri. Don't mess with the shoulder.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll definitely say something next time.
You can
You
also
should.
sign it.
While these two are having their morning bout, I'll agree to meet up with them later, and I go sew the weapons.
You guys aren't.
Oh, we're half a
You
day.
guys aren't back to town yet.
We're
Oh,
half a
shit.
day there.
Yeah.
So it's time to carry on and get to the port city.
When you return to the port, things are bustling as they always were. People are coming and going now. The people seem more confident about going out. You figure in the time they've been gone, more progress has been made. More people have gone further out. The half morning walk it took felt very safe. You even saw a few adventurers out wandering about. None of them seemed like they had seen quite the level of shit you guys have. Even you, Nitsu, now, having seen them drop several times, but occasionally you'll spot the grizzled veteran who has seen some shit, has some red in his eyes. And you finally come to town, just like you meant, just like you left it. The smell of salt water in the air, and kind of make your way into town. And you see a very tall Katuran man with a sword strapped to his hip and some light armor on. And he turns to see you, and he looks disappointed. What do you do?
Great. Is that
That is
what's his name again?
Salahad Isaban.
Basically, the guy that really set us off on this mission to find the King of the North.
Khalid just gestures for Henri to talk to him.
So Henri will be the one to do the whole approach. Basically, closing the distance and going.
I don't know a damned thing about it, but it seems interesting enough. I'll eavesdrop.
Your party is much smaller than it was when you left.
Khalid will also follow Henri, so he'll like basically be at her flank. Almost kind of like a bit of a guard.
You are 3
The-
rather than 4. And one of you is new.
The battle with the King of the North took a toll.
I should see.
We do
Much heavier.
have the soul fragment.
Fragment?
If you're still interested.
Only a fragment of the soul?
Do you want to see it now? Do you know why it's a fragment?
I do not understand. The vessel is meant to contain an entire soul. Was there too much of it to contain in one vessel?
It was too much for one vessel. It was
Then
equivalent
why
of a
not use all 4?
bonfire.
There were 4 of you. There should be 4 vessels. Could you not put the souls in there?
Could only manage one. And she'll at least move the fabric that was covering the one that she was carrying for the one.
And he takes it and he turns it over in his hand, looks at it, holds it up to the sun, and turns it again and hands it back to you and offers a, we must talk. And he leads you through the town to a building on the far end of the pier that was previously not there, you notice.
We've been away long enough for houses to be built.
Right. Well, not quite houses, not on the
Building.
pier front, but
Building.
and he
Something-
leads you in, and there's a small Eston girl, blonde hair braided back, pulled into a tight bun, and she looks at you guys. Like she looks from person to person. Her gaze hovers on you, Kalik, and her brow scrunches, her eyes narrow, and she just kind of leans back on her desk and closes her book. You smell like my brother. What? Who are you? What's going on here?
Kalik says nothing.
Obviously.
Wow.
He just signs. It's a long story. And expecting Henri to translate.
Kalik says that it's a long story. If you have time, we can tell it.
The girl looks at Salahad, and Salahad nods and pulls up a chair and gestures for you to sit. And there are a few other chairs in the room, probably about 5 more just in this foyer. Tell your story.
Oh, yeah.
We would hear it.
So we'll sit down.
Spare no detail.
Good luck.
Oh boy. Can I at least do a roll of for the storytelling? Because it's been a
Performance?
while for the yeah. Because I can.
You can tell him the whole story, but are there any specific things you want to leave out?
Kalik just signs to her, tell them everything.
Yeah. Okay, everything can be told.
Okay. You tell Salahad and this mysterious girl the whole story, and they sit there and they watch the whole time. Towards the end, the girl seems a little more unnerved, but she kind of regains her composure, puts her hands on the book, and kind of strums her fingers. I see. And she stands and leaves the room for a minute, and Salahad offers a nod and turns back to you and leans forward on the table. And Honor, you hear a noise that you're not quite sure about. Give me a perception check.
Is it the water blade again?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, girl.
As you
Get 'em.
hear the sloshing in his sword, you particularly recall a little bit of culture from storied McCowan families, that they would often keep the souls of their ancestors in water and use that water to hone their blades and keep it perpetually sharp. An honor blade. Honor blades are said to have a very particular sound to them, not like water in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very similar sound that is in this Sultan Sworn's scimitar. And so he leans forward, rests his elbow on the desk before him, kind of runs his fingers along his chin. All of you have tasted the soul of demons. Why?
Kalik says nothing.
Yeah, that's a really big shock.
Something about it being a happy accident.
A comedian travels with you. There is no happy accident with these beasts. The redness in your eyes is just so telling. See that it does not happen again.
I'd rather it would not happen again.
Every ounce of evil you taste brings you closer to being them. And if your story is true, you see what happens when you get too close to them.
That's exactly why I rather not.
This Arbeck you told me of, where is he?
Honorary will take a look over to Kalik, for he has the map.
Khalik says, basically signs, I wish I knew, but I know of where he came. And he unfurls the map and the circle that was around it originally to the village. And he points at it and then he signs, I will have my revenge.
Revenge on what? This man did you no wrong. His servant did. The only revenge you will have is when you find this Corvo. I will kill Arbeck.
Oh.
Best of luck with that.
With that, he stands and he goes into the other room where the girl went off to and ushers her back in and has a bag in his hand and he sets it on the table. 5,000 Eston coins. I promised I would pay you to see the soul of the king. And I hate to say this, but I would pay you a similar amount to do my bidding again.
Khalik signs, what is your bidding?
I request not carrying this soul here.
I mean, I would just try and persuade him for more gold. I mean, this sounds very dangerous. He's asking us to risk our lives. We started off with like 4 people. A lot of people died, and here I am, this new guy. 5,000 gil doesn't sound like it's worth it, to be quite honest.
Then how much would you have, small man? It should be noted Salahad towers over Khalik.
I'm pretty sure Salahad understands why Honorary does not want to carry the king's soul here anymore.
I mean, is he trying to intimidate me? I mean, sure, he's big, but...
For you.
Thanks.
Khalik is big. You. This man is big for Khalik.
How about we decide upon payment upon delivery of item? $5,000 plus cost of travel and any miscellaneous expenses that happen along the way.
There's no hotels out there for you to stay at. This island is evil.
Right. So's my great grandma.
Khalik
Honorary is just
silent-
going to be like shaking her head through this.
silently signs to Henri, can I shoot him yet?
I think that goes against the law.
At
Can
the
I
island's
shoot you?
center is a tower, said to be the throne of the first king. That is where I want to go. And I want to kill the demon at its center.
Right.
So we're just guides.
Clear the path.
So he's not traveling with us.
He is traveling with us, except we're gonna clear the path for him.
So he's
goes,
gonna
like-
watch us as we fight. That's even better. He can pay for all expenses on the trip, to and from, get us our gold, get us equipment. I'm okay with this.
I will give you, who embrace the demon, service of my assistant, Sophia Leonhardt. I believe you may have known her brother. She is an esteemed Eston scholar, skilled in the reading of the demon soul. What you bring to her, she can decipher. And while I would advise you cast any souls you find into the sea, I'm afraid you're all far too gone.
Kalik doesn't say anything.
That's never gonna be a shocker.
But he does sign to Salahad, give us time.
You
Give
have
us time.
3 days.
He nods.
And if in 3 days you do not have an answer from me, so be it. I will kill this Arbecht, and I will find my own way to the center.
Kalik nods in agreement.
I've
Sighs
told
backwards.
the taverns in the room area that you were to have free board for the next 3 days upon return. Rest well.
Before we leave, I much rather not carry this this part of the soul
Then throw it
here.
in the sea.
I'll gladly take it off your hands. Hold it for safekeeping.
And he places an empty flask on the table. Do what you will with it.
Or we'll get that empty flask and well. So, are you actually going to roll persuasion? Because I will do a counter persuasion.
On what?
On giving the soul to you.
I mean, if you want to give me the soul, I mean, I don't know what it does. I heard bits of your story, but I'm still a bit new to these matters. Might be better to have it than not have it, correct?
It makes us be a shiny, pretty beacon.
I mean, you could offer to throw it away, but I'll probably just like
And remember, you have
slip it out of
you
your
have a
pocket
scholar
on the way
here.
out of the building.
Sophia can tell you what the souls will do.
I'll roll persuasion on you giving me that soul. Seeing as he clearly told us fun things. Shit, let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready for my counter persuasion roll.
So that's 1d20 plus 6, correct?
Yep.
Do I add the charisma bonus as well?
No.
Okay.
Honor
Oh,
wins.
you bastard.
I win. I just managed to make a good enough argument against it. And why it should be thrown into the sea.
So you're gonna throw the are you gonna throw the King's Soul into the sea?
Yeah.
Okay. With a wind-up pitch, you chuck the soul out, and it splashes into the water, sinking to the bottom of the sea.
May it never reach the surface ever again.
I mean, seems kind of a waste.
A heavy mood kind of sets over you guys as you wander back to the inn he designated. None of the taverns are much the same as they were when you got here. They're very standardized now. Very Eston. It's all very Western Inn style. And,
Satires, I like Ralger's reach.
you reach the first one, and they kind of show you to your room. It's fairly spacious. There are 4 cots in there, because...
They were prepared for 4 people.
Right. And, just very heavy between everybody. Nobody can really... You've all got a lot to comprehend what you just...
Yep.
And so we'll end here today.
Nice.
Everything has gone tits up. When it was already tits up.
My fucking Eefy killed me.
Yeah, Henri killed you with a pat on the back.
Traitors.
All right, well, hopefully...
For what it's
hopefully-
worth, it was not on purpose.
Hopefully next time Daki is here,